This is my mother, Mrs. Exposition.
How do you do?
Stand! My God, man, what have you done?
That's not your mother, it's a man, baby!
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes. It's that time of the week when I get the saltiest fucker I can find in the whole planet so we can talk about some bad comic news, bad comic books. And today I've got the salty one himself, the curmudgeon of critical. Pele, how you doing?
Doing fine this morning. I have a little bit of inner life drama, but got things taken care of, and we're going to talk really, really bad comics and really, really stupid people. And
absolutely, yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about the fiasco, the debacle that is J.J. Abrams' family, Spider-Man, whatever you want to call it. We'll talk about the weird art choice in this week's Nebula #1 from Marvel Comics. It's a Marvel week, baby. I don't think I read anything DC Comics other than I'm reading Deceased right now, which obviously isn't new. And then we're going to talk about the main event, Dan Slott's ode to terrible Iron Man 2020 #2.
God,
it's a god awful comic, but we got to get ourselves there. We can't just start there. We got to work.
Yeah, let's work our way up to that. Yeah, that is just such beautiful, terrible awfulness.
You know, several months back, the thick one himself, CB Cebulski, went on Twitter, said he was going to make an announcement that was going to turn, comic books on its head. They're going to sell 1 million comic books. He was basically ridiculed and laughed at when the announcement was. It was nepotism was the word of the day. They were bringing in J.J. Abrams and his son to write an all-new Spider-Man miniseries with Sarah Pichelli on the art, and they were going to be introducing a new villain. It's supposed to be a big deal, and we kind of all made fun of it. Like, you couldn't have come up with an actual, comic book writer or something?
Right.
Somebody that's never written in comics like J.J. Abrams' son gets to write a Spider-Man book, his first one out, and not only that, he gets to introduce a new villain. It hasn't turned out the way he expected, huh?
Yeah, he's kind of looks like he's kind of gotten bored about halfway through and decided, I got other things to do. I'm gonna go skateboarding. I want to, I've got this new girl. I want to finger bang. I don't want to really do this anymore. And now he's taking a 4-month break. What the fuck?
So not only is the story bad, and it's been terrible. It's been really terrible. You got Peter Parker missing a hand. He's a derelict father. He's basically an all-around piece of shit. You got some nice teenage feminists with green hair and all kinds of stupid stuff. But it's compounded because it's delayed another 4 months.
Yeah.
How does this happen? How did they not have it written before they even went into production? It's only 6 comic books.
This is classic J.J. Abrams. He's not ready. He's not prepared for any fucking thing he does. He kind of, and a lot of people have talked about this, actors that have worked with him and other directors, he flies by the seat of his pants. He kind of goes by feeling and stuff like that. But the problem is he doesn't have real knowledge of the comic book industry. He doesn't have knowledge of the subject matter. His ideas are shit. The execution is shit. And I think that he's gotten into it now to the point where he knows, he even himself knows that this is garbage. This is just hot trash. I think he just doesn't want to finish it now. The response was so negative from the fan base that he just doesn't even want to finish it now. And Marvel's just sitting there going, I don't know. I wouldn't expect that this would happen. Oh, you didn't expect that this would happen given JJ track record. And you don't think that his son's going to, Moranis Jr. isn't going to act exactly the same fucking way. And it's a nightmare. And this is exactly why CB Cebulski and the editors at Marvel, all need to be locked up in a room. And, no, I'm not going to say that, but they need to be thrown out the windows. They need to be put into trebuchets. They need to be shot up into the moon or something like that. Get the fuck away from comics. And
they are the Legion of Doofuses for a reason. And you have to feel bad for Sarah Pichelli. She's a pretty good artist. They actually saddled her with a terrible color artist for her visuals in this comic book as well. They really kind of screwed her over on multiple levels, but there's probably going to be speculation that she's the problem. But I'm pretty sure it's just the them Abrams boys. Like, so enough with that horse shit J.J. Abrams Spider-Man BS. Let's talk about something that probably even worse. Vita Ayala launched her new Nebula book this week, and there wasn't much to read for me this week. You know, my list was a little short, so I decided to check it out. Vita Ayala's little short story in Wonder Woman 750 was fantastic. It was one of the best stories I've read in quite a while. I thought it was excellent, so I decided to read Nebula. And I just couldn't get over the way Nebula looks. That's a man.
Yeah, it's just apparently, you know, they've hired Black & Decker to take care of, you know, all the stuff with Nebula, you know, the snap-on tools, you know, for any situation. They just, you know, oh well, you know, she's looking a little more masculine this month, you know, and oh, let's snap on a dick, you know, let's snap off her boobs, you know. It's stupid. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm over it. God, I'm so over it. This is so stupid.
I've never thought really Nebula in comic book form was ever very attractive. I do think the lady they got in the movie was pretty attractive. She pulled it off pretty well, but I don't like, they just stripped everything away. She's got a couple of lumps where her boobs are supposed to be. Other than that, there's nothing that says female at all. She's got some big wide shoulders. She's got a dude's face. Got a little Adam's apple going. There's probably a good opportunity to explore something like that. Like Thanos decided that he wanted to fix her and make her better again, so he turned her into a man, but he left her, you know, reminded her. That would have been actually interesting. You know, probably would have made everyone mad, but that could have been fun at least. This is just weird. I was like, what the hell? When did this happen?
I don't think that one side of Marvel knows what the other side is doing, and you've got the activists trying to push something, and editorial is completely oblivious of it. So it's trash. It really is, and it just leaves the readers confused.
The story's not much better either. It's kind of bleh. It feels like it's a setup to something I don't want to read. I got done with the end of it. I was like, I feel like I want my money back, but I know it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. That's what's so sad about this, is just a person reading a comic shouldn't feel like they want a refund, you know, right after reading. I mean, it's just, but that's Marvel now. That's modern Marvel. And, you know, they think that they've got one audience, but in reality, they've still got the other audience, but they're writing to a group of people that do not exist, at least not within the comic industry. And that's why their numbers are failing. That's why, you know, the series you can't maintain a series beyond 12 issues. It's absolutely abominable at this point.
It's kind of weird. It feels like there's only a few writers that can work within that Marvel system and actually like come out and look good with it. You know, Donny Cates is still pretty solid in my book. Chip Zdarsky's doing great. Jonathan Hickman's X-Men has really gotten better following his overwhelmingly great House of X Powers of 10. I'd also say like Peter David is still really good. Ed Brisson, most of what he does is good. I don't know what he's doing on New Mutants, but other than that, you know, every time I dip my toe into that Marvel water on one of these new series, inevitably I'm just like, ooh, that sucks.
Well, anything that comes out new, any new idea, they throw it to one of these YA authors. God,
all right. So fuck Nebula. We don't want to talk about that anymore.
No, I don't want to.
That's a man.
It's a man. I don't want to fuck Nebula. It's a man.
When they put Dan Slott on Tony Stark Iron Man, he was already on Fantastic Four, and everyone just immediately was like, this is a terrible idea. Dan Slott cannot handle more than one idea at a time, let alone two. You know, Tony Stark Iron Man was just been a complete train wreck. We hear it's going to be rebooted into this event, so I was excited. I was like, thank God Dan Slott's not around anymore. No, Dan Slott is actually on the event. It's Iron Man 2020. I read the first issue. I was completely overwhelmed. I thought the big reveal that Tony Stark is an AI and he's leading the robot revolution was stupid. But I came back for more. I don't know why I did it. I came back for issue 2, and it's fucking worse. What the hell, Pele?
No, nobody came back for issue 2. That's the problem. You know, I ordered 10 copies, and it was like 6 copies too many. You know, nobody wants this. It's just look at this artwork. I mean, there is no inking. There are no clean values here between, you know, dark and light. You know, you've got models that are just used like crazy all over the place to make up for, you know, actually taking time to draw something that's clean and decent. This is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. What are these big gears doing on Iron Man's armor?
That costume, that armor looks fucking terrible. How is he ever going to put his arms down? It makes no sense. It looks clunky and just, quite frankly, stupid as shit.
That's like non-Tony Iron Man though. So I guess, you know, they've got to differentiate between the two.
Well, I get that it's not his suit, you know, but couldn't they just make it a different color, or maybe make it cooler or look more evil rather than just put these two stupid gears on him that make it look completely impractical? But you know, besides the stupid Iron Man armor design, the thing that really just jumps out of you from fucking get-go is the stupid. And I do mean fucking stupid. I don't even want to call it dad humor because it's an insult to fathers like you and I.
Yeah, it is. The dad is bad dad jokes. And Dan Slott has never been able to do comedy. And it's one of the reasons why his Spider-Man failed so horribly. You know, and it gets worse here. You know, he can't do comedy. He's not a funny person.
Here's my question. Is this supposed to be a serious event that, you know, that's spawning out 18, you know, tie-in issue number ones? Is this something we're supposed to take seriously, or is this a fucking joke?
Yeah.
Is this an Archie event, or is this a big Marvel event?
It's not a big Marvel event. They're trying to, and they've failed. They've absolutely failed. And there's nothing that they can do at this point. It's, you know, they have 2 issues in the can now, and there's no actual readership on it. Nobody's excited for this. Nobody wants this. And knowing how Marvel is, they're just going to push forward through with it anyway, and it's going to flop, and then they're going to blame everybody for not seeing their vision, understanding where they're going. They're not going anywhere. This is bullshit.
Okay, so let's talk about the story. So it opens up. We've got robot pirates attacking a caviar smuggling ring. Okay. And then so it's letting you know that the robot revolution is happening. It might be a submarine full of robots shows up to free their people. You know, there's a mutiny joke in there that falls rather flat. And then there's like some hipster douchebag trying to teach his robot dog to get up. I don't know. There's what appears to be a giant, because his hand is about 4 sizes bigger than the dude's head, saves the dog, but then you get another perspective and he looks like he's the same size as a normal human being. That was really fucking stupid. And then we get this really weird like pairing of Quasimodo and Herbie, and this is absolutely the worst joke of all of them. This robot says, "Bless the maker and your designation." And Herbie says, "I'm Herbie the robot with sass that kicks fleshy ass. Yeah, come with me if you want to live."
I guess that, you know, humans are evil. You know, the fuck.
Yeah, it's rife with especially the setup is just all these terrible jokes. And the thing that's really confusing to me, the characterization is so off. The only 2 characters in this comic book that I think are heroes and make a damn bit of sense are Arno Stark and his sidekick, whatever her name, something Cad Bane. I don't remember her name. So they're the only ones that make any sense.
They're the only ones that have a sensible motivation here.
They're like, these are robots. They're not people. They belong to us, and we need to shut them down since they've decided to uprise and do the Terminator, robot war thing. But I think I'm supposed to side with the fucking robots. No, I'm not siding with the crazy robots.
It's led by fake Tony Stark. No, this is. It's I'm afraid this is where X-Men is going to, is that we're actually really supposed to side with the X-Men and the mutants on this, despite the fact that they're doing all this evil shit. I'm hoping that that's not really the case with Hickman, but there's such a disconnect between, in the political and social divide right now of what's wrong and what's right, that I have a bad feeling that who they consider to be the villains are actually pretty heroic.
And the Tony Stark thing is really weird. People think that he's off-world, like tying one on, and he wants everyone to think he's drunk for reasons. But really, he's not real because he's actually an AI. But he looks like a burnt-out, like coked up on a 3-month bender Keanu Reeves. But he's sober.
Yeah. He looks like Keanu Reeves at the end of the last John Wick. You know, after he's already gotten the shit kicked out of him, and you know, and he's been running 20 days through the desert and all that kind of shit. But, you know.
Yeah, then the ending is like the stupid heist that makes no sense. And the way that Arno Stark thwarts Tony Stark and his army of robots is he renumbers the floors on the building so they can no longer get in. Like, I don't know. I guess it's a digital building. Like, if he goes into the computer and says a floor doesn't exist anymore, it doesn't. Whatever. That's fucking stupid. I don't know what Dan Slott was thinking. I think Christos Gage is a great writer. He's the co-writer on this. I don't know what he was thinking. He probably was thinking, fuck, what am I supposed to do with this? I feel bad for him because he's such a good writer. You know, he did the first season of Daredevil. He did all that stuff on he did some great stuff on Ninja K, and he deserves better than to have his name associated with this fucking tripe.
Yeah, I think that what it is Dan Slott's writing the scripts for all of this, but there's only so much that Gage can do to make this look good, and those can do to make those ideas actually work. Real editorial back in the day would have taken this and would have slammed it down the grass. No, you're not making this shit. This is stupid. It's nonsensical. Ugh.
When Dan Slott showed up in CB Cebulski's office with like his fillet of fish wrapper with this idea written on it, he probably should have just, you know, kicked him out of his office and wiped his ass with it, because that's all it's worth, because it's certainly not worth the paper it's printed on, because this is awful. It's not really worth my time. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's making me depressed, Pele.
It's making me sick.
Yeah. So let's get the fuck out of here. This is a terrible week.
Fuck this.
Oh, actually, it's a good week for comics, but as far as Nebula goes and Iron Man 2020, they were terrible. And thank God, you know, fucking J.J. Abrams Spider-Man's gone. That story sucked anyway. Hopefully it doesn't come back. It's sad that of all the comics that we've and creators and everybody we've talked to today, Nebula is the only real man amongst all of them. So absolutely,
she's Nebula.
She's definitely a man among boys in Marvel Comics these days. All right, Pele, I'll talk to your salty ass later.
All right, take care, man.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.